To the window, to the wow. Welcome back. My voice is good this week. Let's get rolling.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Karanko, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into this week's edition of the Sports Timeout Podcast Music Edition. No, I'm just kidding. Let's not go there. But, brought to you by Jeffersons Free Fry Pickle Fridays. Be sure to head over for all this season's NFL games, both Sunday and prime time. If you ain't going for Chiefs games right now, I don't blame you, but hold on. It's only 5-5. We're at the midway point, right? Well, kind of. Not really. But anyway, head on over there. Catch some games with Billy and his crew. And get some wings, grab a drink, celebrate with your friends this football season. And then while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile. Or just want to look fresh for the new year coming up or the holidays at hand. Get on over there. We got Turkey Day coming up. We got our picks next week. We are going to have a jam-packed Thanksgiving episode, and I'm super excited for that. Hopefully get some interviews in here and then also give our picks for Thursday games and just everything going on next week. Missouri, Arkansas, can't wait for that one. Hopefully the rain holds off. Looking to go to that one. It'll be my son's first college game. He's been to the NFL, he's been to the NBA, he's been to the MLB, he's been to professional soccer. The list goes on, and he's only 3, and he's already been to all these things that took me years upon years, 33 to be exact, to be able to get going into those. But hey, why not? Life's an adventure. And Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile. Book your appointment today at 417-622-0404. They also offer Invisalign. Check out their offers on that. They have a payment program and get in there for that. Go see Dr. Roberts and his crew. And last but not least, don't forget to check out TeeTime in Webb City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf or pickleball. Pickleball will be a little difficult, but could be manageable this next week if you're in Webb City and you're off. Temperatures look okay, and you got some rain on the forecast, but yeah, it doesn't look too cold. So if you're looking for something fun to do with your family and friends, or you're a company wanting to have a fun activity to do for team building, TeeTime's the spot for you and your party needs or weekend fun. Be sure to check them out. They got some stuff going. Be sure to head over to their Facebook page to check out what they have. And holiday stuff's coming up. Be sure to get some gift cards for those family members and just a lot of other stuff going on for sure. Go check out John and his crew over there at TeeTime. And good to be back. I finally have a voice. Last week was just horrendous. I tried to make things happen, and I apologize to my sponsors and I apologize to our viewers. It's been a couple weeks and just sickness going around the house, but hopefully that's out of the way for a while. Being educators and having a toddler, it just multiplies and multiplies, and I assume it doesn't get any better on that end until, like, they move out, maybe? I don't know. I was that kid that didn't really get sick a lot, so I was always around it, but anyway, that out of the way, we'll get to it and we'll talk NCAA, and that's brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices. They are the official merch provider of the Joplin Outlaws and the Sports Timeout Podcast. Go check out their website at blackeagleapparel.us and be sure to subscribe to their email list and get 25% off your next purchase. Contact Alex over there. Shout out to Alex. Got some jackets coming for myself and our sponsors. Super excited for that, and be sure to check them out. And, well, all right. Long list here of things to get to this week, and we'll start off in the NCAA, and we'll talk Missouri. A lot's happened since the last time I've come on and talked, and they lost Bo Perbula, upgraded to questionable versus Oklahoma this week, and that could be a big, big thing for Mizzou. And That's really what they've been missing in the last couple of losses is a quarterback. I mean, Perbula goes out. You don't have anything there that's stable. But then you had Hardy go off for 300 yards last week in a phenomenal win to finally get them up to 7 wins on the season. They finally hit that 6-win mark, and then from there, things just got ugly. And I do believe Perbula is the difference maker in this team's record right now. Healthy Perbula. You got a team that's going, I honestly think, 9-1 right now instead of 7-3, and at a contention shot for the SEC title up there with Georgia. I'm not even gonna lie. Mizzou. Oh, let's look at this. I mean, this is just not. I love my Tigers, okay, and this one gets me. They're 8th in the SEC now with 3 losses. They were sitting atop, okay, and now they're 3-3 in the SEC. And that loss to Bama just, and then the Vanderbilt loss. Texas A&M would have been so much closer if it wasn't for the turnovers, the costly turnovers. Then you go beat Mississippi State and whoop them 49-27. Now you get Oklahoma, number 8 in Bedlam at 11 a.m. on ABC. And at this point, you're just playing for pride and to finish well. And there's a lot of talk about Coach Drink and just everything he's got going on. Okay. And about to get on my horse here. Okay. You beat Central Arkansas, you blow them out beginning of the season. You dominate Kansas, really, and you win by 11 in that one. Dominate Louisiana. You go beat South Carolina by 9 at home. And then you take on UMass and you dominate them too. Then you go to Alabama and you lose by 3. 1 turnover in that game. Costly turnover. Mizzou could have won that game. Easily could have sat at 7-0 right there. Excuse me. 6-0. 6-0. Then you get that win at Auburn. Auburn looked ugly. And then Vanderbilt, we all saw what happened. Then 3, Texas A&M. Missouri held their own, and then things just got ugly. And then Mississippi State, you do what you did. Okay? Mizzou ends this season 9-3 at best. Okay? Healthy quarterback room. You're ending this season, I believe, at either 10-1. No. Let's look at this. I think you're sitting at this point at 9-1. Then I think you stand a really good chance at Oklahoma with a healthy Perbula. And then you go dominate Arkansas for the win. Okay? So, 9-1, 10-1, 11-1. I think at 11-1 if they had a healthy quarterback. Okay? I think that they would have scooted by Oklahoma riding on that momentum after the Mississippi State win, which I still think could happen. Hardy put his heart and soul and did what he needed to do. Okay? But Perbula being out, backup getting hurt first game of the year, the list goes on. Mizzou's defense has kept them virtually almost in every single game. It has been phenomenal to watch. The offense, on the other hand, has struggled tremendously. They show streaks of greatness and then kerplunk. And if you're Eli Drinkwitz right now and you're either tanking this season to look decent and then, because you're already bowl eligible, right? So what's the point? You're leaving anyway, according to all these fans. I don't know. But we'll see. We shall see. Okay? On that note, do they beat Oklahoma? If Perbula is actually healthy and he looks good and everything checks out, I think Missouri stands a chance at Oklahoma. Hold me to that. Okay? Hold me to that. But looking at these rankings, Ohio State, Indiana should be ahead of Ohio State. Indiana has earned this thing. Indiana has done the improbable. Indiana should solidify their spot in the playoff. Wherever they finish, who knows? Texas A&M, 10-0. Georgia, 9-1. Georgia shouldn't even be up there, in my opinion. But let's look here. Texas A&M, LSU, Missouri. Then they barely go and beat South Carolina. The game against Texas at the end of the year should hold true. We'll see what happens. 17 Texas. A&M ends up losing to Texas. There's going to be a big shakeup because you'll have Alabama currently with one loss, Ole Miss currently with one loss, Georgia with one loss currently, and A&M with none. So we'll see. We'll see there. On the other hand, we've got Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, 10-1. Ole Miss, 10-1. Oregon, 9-1. Oklahoma, 8-2. This is where I'm starting to like, okay, cool. If you're really going to do it, just throw in the teams with no losses, okay? Right? If they win their conference, they should be in there type thing. If you win your conference, you should automatically be in the top 25. That's what it's been like years past. Because Notre Dame's 8-2 and they're number 9. And I still have a big problem with this. Like, Notre Dame, strong school, obviously, but number 9. You lost to Miami right out the gate. You lost to Texas A&M right out the gate. 2 crucial losses to begin the year. Then you go beat Pitt, USC, Navy, Boston College, Arkansas. Tell me what of those is credible, to be honest. USC, maybe. Pitt, maybe. They got Syracuse and Stanford left. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Moving on, right? Maybe top 25 for sure, but top 10? That's where I have an issue. It's really irritating. But everything else, honestly, in my opinion, at this point, looks good. Okay? I can't complain much. Now, if Texas jumps, if they beat Ohio State or whoever I said, Oklahoma? No. Goodness gracious, I can't remember at this point. My computer's being slow, so continuing with technical difficulties after being sick difficulties, But you get the gist. Someone's going to jump up with a 3-loss record, and it's not going to be Mizzou. So, hey. Moving on. We'll head into the NFL, and we talk Joe Burrow and full participant in practice for a second day in a row. All right. Okay. Way to go, Joe. Hey, Joe. Former Tiger Joe. Welcome to Burrowhead Joe. For the second straight day, you have full practice. And for a second straight day, Jamar Chase is still in trouble. Imagine that. Joe Burrow comes back, Chase can't handle it. Bye. What do we do with the other Joe now? Joe Schmo. Right? Place is full of Joe Schmoes. I think you ride the hot hand and you just let Flacco keep playing and don't hurt Joe Burrow anymore if you're a smart franchise. Like, come on. How stupid is this organization? Like, I can't even anymore with the Bengals. They made the Super Bowl and then since then, injury after injury. You're at 3-7. Somehow, the division is still at hand. They are not completely out of it yet. With 7 games to go, they could go 10-7 if they caught fire. I think with 1 or 2 more losses, they're out of it. Everybody's flipping out about the Chiefs being at 5-5 and the Ravens are at 5-5, and yet they're still being praised. Okay. And I didn't want to get to this already, but I'm getting there. I'm there. All right. And it's a hot topic right now. The Chiefs are in 3rd place in the AFC West, but look at this. I mean, the AFC really isn't that strong. You got the Patriots who look the strongest, and then the Colts. And everybody else, Broncos, okay, cool. 2 losses. They've still got 7 to go. Sean Payton looking to cheat in that game against the Chiefs, really. I mean, dude ran into the referee, and I mean, he got flagged for it. Then he had a false start on the offense. I mean, multiple things not called. All right. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm taking notes. And Chiefs getting penalty after penalty after penalty, and yet okay. We took it. And the Chiefs are at 4-1 at home. They return home. We'll see what the Colts can do in Kansas City. I mean, Colts have done well in Kansas City. They're 2-2 on the road this year. 6-1 in the conference. We'll see. But really nobody solidifies themselves in the AFC. I mean, everybody's a couple losses away. I mean, the Broncos lose 3 and they've got the same record as the Chiefs if the Chiefs win. We'll get that more clear playoff picture in a few weeks for sure. But right now, it's way too early and people are just sparking stuff up. The Chiefs have not been at full potential all year, except for maybe week 6. Everybody was in the lineup. Pacheco's hurt. Got to figure that out. Should have moved him at the deadline. Didn't. Broncos look good, but then you lose Pat Surtain. That defense really struggled. And here's my big issue with that is everybody complained at how the Chiefs were winning games by field goals and less than a point last year and saying the officials gave them everything. And then this year, the Broncos are doing the exact same thing. And everybody's praising Bo Nix. Nix is better than Mahomes. Nix is better than Josh Allen. Nix this, Nix that, Nix it. Get it out of there. Bo Nix is average. He's got a good offensive line. I will give him that. Bo Nix is average. Dude could not move the ball, but had to get multiple chances from a great defense to do so. And then Patrick Mahomes almost effectively the same throughout the entire game because both defenses were playing well. And it came to turnovers. You want to get me riled up, it's on that. Because although I'm a Chiefs fan, I like a good game no matter what. Okay? Everybody's raving about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen's the MVP of the league, but yet they sit in second place in their division now. They ain't getting home field advantage for the playoffs. Not all the way through. They'll have to beat New England. They'll probably have to go beat the Steelers or the Ravens. They'll probably have to play the Colts or the Jaguars. And then at this point, you're either going to have to play Denver, LA, or Kansas City. We'll see. We'll see, because Vegas is out. They've already got 8 losses. They're done. Another round of applause. Go Pete Carroll. Yeah. Good job tackling your teammates or your players during the off season. Good job, Pete Carroll. Way to go. It's fantastic. It's the Raider thing to do. Thank you so much, Pete. Thank you. We really appreciate it in Kansas City. We do. Max Crosby's looking great. But as we move on, and we'll continue in the NFL, we talk the Dallas Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb missing curfew. It's the discipline. Said George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb missed curfew Sunday, and which resulted in both players missing the first series of Monday's game against the Raiders. Lamb told reporters that he and Pickens were at the Red Rock Casino having dinner and drinks. He denied he was throwing up outside the casino, which had been mentioned on social media. The Cowboys had a 10 p.m. Pacific time curfew Sunday night with a 5:15 p.m. Pacific time kickoff Monday. The Cowboys' 33-16 win, Coach Brian Schottenheimer said there were some things that were missed, and the players were informed of the disciplinary action before the game. He did not get into specifics, neither did Pickens or Lamb after the game. Lamb finished with 5 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. Pickens had a career high tying 9 catches for 144 yards and 37-yard touchdown. Woo. You benched him for missing curfew. Curfew is one of those silly things. Like, I get it for young players, but if you've got veterans out there who know what they're doing and that it doesn't affect them in a game, I think you should just be okay with it. That's where you come in as a coach and you're prideful on yourself. And that's where the coaches for the Cowboys always end up, is that they get caught in their own pride and they just tank. Easy, simple as that. I don't know. Jimmy Johnson ended up in the same boat. He got prideful of himself, and then he was gone, and yeah. Yeah. Who knows? All right, next up, we hit the MLB briefly, and we discussed the Royals. They reach a 1-year deal with right-hander Alex Lang, who agreed to a 1-year contract with Kansas City on Thursday, 2 days after the 30-year-old right-hander was released by the Tigers. He was on the injured list from the start of the season because of a strained lat muscle, and then he was activated on August 18, pitched 1 scoreless inning against Houston, then was optioned to AAA Toledo. 3 days later, went 2-1 with a 4.63 ERA, 24 relief appearances for the Mud Hens. He was 15-15 with a 3.7 ERA and 29 saves in 5 seasons with the Tigers. Kansas City also agreed to a 1-year contract with right-hander James MacArthur. He was on track to be eligible for salary arbitration at the Friday deadline. And you know what? Those 2 guys right there should be your prime trade targets. Buy MacArthur. Welcome in Lang. Let's see what Lang can do. But MacArthur needs to go. Zerpa needs to go. We got to go get that everyday left fielder. And the Royals know that. And then these winter meetings, if anything comes out of them, the Royals have been good at doing it. I honestly thought the Royals had a solid offseason last year. And then midseason hit and everybody's injuries just piled up. Then they did well at the trade deadline, but those players actually kind of just dudded out and didn't do their job. And then the Royals fell out of contention and went bye-bye. It's insane at what happened. But, you know, It is what it is. All right. Moving on to the Footy Forum. And that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in southwest Missouri, northwestern Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, and northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And also, we'd like to continue to shout out to our sponsor in the Carthage YMCA. Be sure to head to their Facebook page to check out what they have going on. They've got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and I am going to be grateful to announce that next week for their December specials that will be starting and just everything that they've got going on. The owner, Jonathan, he's going to be heading down to the Cayman Island Classic. We'll bring him in next week and hopefully discuss that and just talk about the things that go on there. We had Joe Wright on a couple years back, and we're super excited to be able to partner with them. But the Cayman Island Classic is going to be going on next week and the week after, and got some great women's teams lined up for that and some great men's teams in basketball. Super excited to see where they go with that this year. But be sure to check out the Carthage YMCA. And, well, once again, we'll go ahead and talk current, and that's the only thing we're going to talk in the Footy Forum this week, as well as the NWSL playoffs. And the championship will be presented by Google Pixel, the Washington Spirit versus Gotham FC. And you know what? When I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and Kansas City Current needed to prepare for this team in Gotham FC, and I said on social that it was going to be tough for Kansas City because Gotham was just there in 2023 in the NWSL Championship, and they won. And this team is only 2 years removed from that, and just unfortunately had some injuries early on in the season, and then were able to just come out and they dominated Kansas City, and they went in and dominated the Pride. And it's just phenomenal to actually be able to see a team that can do that. And now everybody else in the world also and in the country are going to be excited to see the matchup between Gotham and the Washington Spirit because let's just say Gotham's going to bring the fire and the Spirit have Trinity Rodman. And Rodman was also injured at the beginning of the season, too, and she's back in form. And, you know, I think the two teams that are there are the teams that actually deserve to be there all season. Do I agree that Kansas City was the better team all season? Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't get best 11. You don't get all the MVPs. You don't get the golden boot leader. You don't get the saves or not saves leader. But I mean, Lorena was lights out. You had a team that was phenomenal. But at the end of the season here, the moment I saw that Michelle Cooper was out for the Current, I knew that things were worrisome. We didn't even know. We got the notification, and I looked at that list, and not having her and Tim Waugh in there, that really killed us. It was a great match. Ellie Wheeler did her thing, and she was able to get the lone goal for the Current. But the back line just looked defeated there at the end. And I'm not really certain what happened. It was super cold, and I took my brother and we had to leave, and the radio said that things were getting really chippy, but Kansas City should have had that in the bag. They had the depth, they had the team, they had the roster to do it, and they fell short. And then shortly after that, you see that Haley Mace is exiting out the window, that she's going to say goodbye to Kansas City. Mace, good luck on your adventure, your future endeavors. Definitely will be rooting for you, like we have with everybody else who's been on this team over the last few years who's helped contribute to some fun seasons. But it's insane. It's insane to just see that. But again, I do believe that the two teams that are in it are the two teams that deserve to be there. Izzy Rodriguez and Sharples, congrats on your awards, by the way, too. $15 wins for the Spirit this year, 8 draws, 11 wins for Gotham. It should be interesting. It really should. I think that this is going to be a fun one. It's in San Jose, so should be fun. Should be fun. I haven't seen the injury report for this one. I really wanted to go live and do this tomorrow, but kind of needed to get it out of the way because I got a busy weekend ahead. But Rodman will be there, and it should be a fun matchup. So, oh boy. All right. Well, not much here in the Footy Forum this week. We apologize for that. I mean, we've been gone greatly. Again, apologize for all that. But we head into the 2-minute warning, and that's brought to you by Ghetto Tacos here in Webb City. You can get Ghetto Tacos at 417-438-4592. They close at 8 p.m. tonight. Be sure to get out and get your taco or 10% off your burritos. So get on over there. Really no local sports, though, this week. We got a few football teams still left in the area. Carthage has moved on. They will play. You can tune into their Facebook page for that. Missouri Southern basketball. And we'll look up the men's schedule here first. And Missouri Southern men's basketball, they fell earlier this week. And they are 2-1 overall right now. They have a game tomorrow at 4 p.m. Or excuse me, today at 4 p.m. Sorry. It's Friday. Snuck up. It's crazy. And they will take on Southwestern Oklahoma. Nope, sorry. Maryville University at 4 p.m. in Pittsburgh, Kansas at John Lance Arena, Wetzel Court. And then that'll be it for them this weekend. They lost to Oklahoma Baptist 94-82 at John Lance Arena yesterday. And then over to the women's side, women's basketball is up now, and Grace Fraser putting in work. 1-2 overall right now, not looking great. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They're 1-1 on the road, and they're 0-1 at the neutral spot. They have not played a home game yet. They are in the Henson Spear Classic. They will play tonight at 7 p.m. in Quincy, Illinois at the Pepsi Arena. And then tomorrow they'll play against McKendree State at 1 p.m., same place. And, yeah. Missouri Southern will not be back home. Goodness. Until December 4th. Against Rogers State. Be sure to attend that one. Ella Hafer coming in. It's going to be her senior season. Looking forward to watching her play. And shout out to Ella, former Joplin player, Joplin alum. And all the games will be played in Robert Ellis Young Gymnasium. Due to Liggett and Platt being worked on. And January, though, Liggett and Platt will be back open. So we'll be excited for that. And I believe the inaugural game back in Liggett and Platt is going to be against Pitt State and the Newman Jets. So excited for this. Liggett and Platt will be back open. Can't wait to see the upgrades and all the stuff that they've done there at Missouri Southern. But yeah, that's it. The 2-minute warning is over. We appreciate everybody holding out for us, and we appreciate all that you guys continue to do and your support. And tune in next week on the Sports Timeout as we will have our Thanksgiving episode. Plan on airing on Thursday and giving our picks. And yeah, so take care. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. Stay warm and stay dry. Lots and lots of rain. Lots and lots of rain. Peace.